I met Nate in high school. We knew each other, but not very well. We were kind of in different friend groups. We would go on a few dates, like group dates, but we weren't together, but we talked and we were friends. But we were both dating other people really seriously, and so we never went out or anything. We were just good friends. And then Nate, when he was home from his mission, we were at our good friend's farewell, Connor Simonson.
After his talk, we went to his house, and I remember seeing her in mine, and thinking like, wow, Kenadee looks great. And I said something to her, I don't really remember what I said, but I remember that I wanted to like hang out with her and get to know her more.
Our first date was quite the date. He asked me if I'd like to go get ice cream with him. And so when he came and picked me up at my house, and I remember I was so nervous because I always thought he was really cute in high school. But we were just friends, and so I wanted to make a good impression. And so we drove around, and he was like, "Where do you want to go?"
We went to Maverick of all places. What a great spot for a first date. We went and got a frill because I love frills. I hope she did because it was good. But I remember we went and got frills, and then we just went on a drive, and we listened to good music, and we just talked a lot. We talked a lot about ourselves, and I had recently returned home from my mission early, and so that had been a big part of my life for the past couple months, kind of dealing with that. It had been hard, but I remember Kenadee was one of the first people that when I talked to her about it, it didn't seem like she was judging me or anything like that. She just listened, and I just felt true love from her. Not in like a romantic way, but just someone who really cares.
So we had 3 weeks together before he went out. So it's not a lot of time, but we spent a lot of that time together, and we didn't know when he was going back. But I remember that phone call, him saying, "I've got a phone call." It was on a Saturday. I remember I was swimming because it was the middle of summer. It was the like 3rd week of July or something. And he said that he was leaving on Monday. And of course, my heart sank a little bit because I was really just starting to feel a lot of feelings for him. But I just remember I got so overcome with the Spirit, just so happy for him, and knowing that this was the right thing and something that he worked towards for a long time. And I was so happy for him. And so Nate was one of the big influences who helped me decide to go on a mission. He was the first experience I would say I've had in my life of seeing the atonement work in someone's life. And throughout our missions, we supported each other. We talked about our investigators, our successes, our hardships, the things that we were going through, and that was such a big help. And then I experienced a really traumatic thing. I got into a car accident on my mission and had to come home early after 9 months, and that was the worst time of my life for sure. That was terrible and so unexpected and hard, and being here was really hard. And Nate, he still had 9 months out on his mission before he was done, but I remember people saying, "I'm sorry that happened to you, and that's a hard thing." But I remember getting a letter from Nate, and I just had never felt so cared for, just as a friend, and he knew exactly what to say because he had experienced it. He helped me more than anyone else can, and I felt just true charity from him during that time of my life.
It was always great after a long day of missionary work to come home to one of her letters in the mail. That was always a special moment. And my companions would always ask about who was writing me.
Nate He is a very special person, and he's going to do amazing things in his life. I love Nate's sense of humor. He's a goofball for sure, and he makes me laugh. And most of the time we're together, we're laughing over things, just random things, silly things. But he's really funny, and that's important to me that he makes me laugh. I love that about him. Nate loves with his whole heart, and I think that goes for a lot of aspects in his life, whether it's sports or the gospel or me. I feel like when he loves, that it's with everything that he has, and he's very amazing that way. And he's very passionate about life. When he sets his mind to something, he does it, and he does it 100%.
He's had the ability to help me focus on what matters in life, like God and my family and things like that. And I've never been around someone that just helps me make better decisions and helps me be a better person like she does. So that's always what I think of when someone asks me what I like about Kenadee. It's just her ability to do that. The other things I like about Kenadee is, well, one, she's probably like the biggest goofball I've ever met. She just is silly, and I think that's awesome that she is able to just be herself and not care what other people think. Even if she is, dancing in a restaurant or something like that, that's okay with her. She's very beautiful, like I said before. When I saw her that first time, you just know, right? She's just a beautiful girl.
We decided we wanted to get married 8 days after he got home, and then we got engaged 3 weeks after he got home.
Well, a lot of people, when we, just in the past few weeks, we've told people we're getting married. Whoa, that was really fast. For me, since I just recently got off of my mission, what a lot of people don't understand, which is reasonable because my family didn't really know, but we had hung out a lot and dated before. I went home and I talked to my mom about how am I going to propose to her, and my mom and I were thinking, and nothing was really coming. Nothing, I'd never done this before. I don't know what to do. But I remember one night Kenadee and we went and saw Beauty and the Beast, the new one. I hadn't seen it since my mission. And, I remember sitting in there, and there were several parts where she would just turn to me and she's like, magic, just because she liked it so much. And it was during that moment that I just knew how much she loved princesses and being a princess, and she was a princess to me, so it just made sense. So I decided to plan a fake fake princess party, and so my mom, she helped me set it up, and she got all of her little preschool girls to go to one of her friends' houses.
So I went to the princess party dressed as Cinderella, and I'm doing this normal party, and I'm doing the coronation thing, and the doorbell rings, and the little girls run to the door, and they're like, "Oh, Cinderella, the door's for you." And I'm like, have no idea what's going on. And
my mom went and knocked on the door, and then she went and hid, and I was outside waiting for Kenadee. She was, I would say she was shocked. She didn't really know. And then when I told her it was a fake party, she was pretty surprised. But then I pulled out the ring, and my grandpa had made this really cool ring box. It was made out of wood, and it had some gold trimming on it. It was a very beautiful box that I had a ring in.
He told me how much he loved me, that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me, and that he'd love me forever. And got down on one knee and pulled out my beautiful ring and asked me to marry him. And of course, I said yes, because how could you not? Nate, I love you. I'm so excited to marry you and for our life together. You've changed my life. You've made me a better person, and I look forward to all the days we'll spend together.
Kenadee, I love you so much. so excited to finally be married to you, to spend eternity with you. I can't wait.